Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play Eternal Darkness. In the last episode, we had read about Roberto, an engineer who was forced to do a survey for the eventual construction of the Pillar of Flesh and Bone somewhere out. I think it was in Persia, if I recall correctly. He was able to complete his task and encountered Karim, the spirit we had read about in the tome some time ago. Karim tested him by attacking him with the sword, attempting to eliminate him, actually, and defend the artifact of Chattur'gha. But Roberto was immune to his spectral blade. Karim then gave Roberto the artifact, and Roberto managed to carry it into the pillar as he was cast down into it along with many others to fill it. It was then filled with concrete and constructed for some reason I cannot even comprehend. Apparently, Ulyaoth really wants a concreted pillar filled with people. What an awful way to die. But the artifact is now within that pillar. So it's been moved out, effectively, of the pedestal chamber located deep down in the bowels of that ruin. We, with Roberto's help, were able to then examine the picture of it here in this room, where we acquired another page from the Tome of Darkness, which we're about to read. We explored the rest of the house, we didn't find anything else to my knowledge, so we're all set to go.
Enter my heart and seldom pardon.
And with that said, we put a small break here, and let's do it. A war to end all wars.
The War to End All Wars redefined how mankind looked at war and the value of human life. Over 19,000 men lost their lives every day in the trenches of the Somme. Some say uselessly, some invoke a higher cause. I read accounts of the slaughter from many journalists who spent time in the trenches, but I found the account of a certain Peter Jacob to be the most horrible of all. His implication about the ancients' involvement with the war was hideous and so obvious. With the horror of the Battle of the Somme scant miles away and the distant echoes of pounding artillery, a young journalist named Peter Jacob researched his latest story from the front lines. His grim task brought him to Oubliette Cathedral, now transformed into a field hospital.
I find no solace in the purpose behind all the senseless violence that surrounds me. Young men die at a rate unheard of in centuries of warfare. Shelling, machine guns, and mustard gas rip, pierce, and burn their flesh. Men soak gauze in their own urine to stop the insidious gas. The hospitals here cannot cope with the torrent of wounded.
Alright everyone, well, let's get started. First thing I want to do is take a look at the equipment that we have, and I need to check my voice volume with the music as well, because this sounds really, really super loud to me. Alright, so let me do that first. I'll be right back. Alright everyone, it sounds like you're hearing my voice okay. I do have to talk really loud over this particular music, but it's going to end in a few more seconds. Let's go ahead and take a look at what Peter is carrying in his inventory before we take that letter on the table there. A lucky penny. An old coin, marked in a peculiar manner. It has held sentimental value for someone. Whoever holds the penny will undoubtedly receive good fortune. A pouch of flash powder for use with a photographic flash pan. This is a photographer's flash pan, used to hold combustible powders that, when ignited, create a large white flash. This can be used to stun some enemies. Before we get going here, guys, because we're playing in the cathedral, and as long as I'm breaking the immersion, one or two more things before we actually get going in here. I apologize, this is the dumbest thing to talk about, but I apologize if you guys get any ads on any of these videos for Eternal Darkness. The cathedral portions, in particular, apparently there's a copyright holder who's claiming the monk's chant. I don't think that's probably correct. I think it was made for this game as opposed to some licensed music, but I can't do anything to stop it because, of course, you can't. It's YouTube. You're guilty until proven innocent with them. So screw the copyright holder. I assume that they don't have the copyright to the music in this game. Not in particular the singular chant. It's just awful. I hate it. Number two, I am recording this part with a little... How can I describe this? I'm a little out of it, as it were, so I apologize if my incoherence is a bit more than normal when I try to pronounce things or play this game. But I've got enough in me that I think we can get through it. Alright, let's get going. A soldier's letter lies on the table, waiting to be sent home. I always feel so guilty just taking something like this in the game, because I'm not allowed to put it back here after we read it. But on the off chance this is critically important, we're going to pick it up. First letter from Private Reginald Jackson to his love, Margaret. I was admitted to this hospital on Tuesday. The damage caused to my legs was slight, but there was no way that I could ever walk normally again. I hate this place. Every day, I am reminded that I will never be able to do the things I love. The hospital is a very strange place. Converted from an old cathedral, there is an odd atmosphere around it. Silent but for the words of the wounded, calling out in the night. There is no doubt it is haunted. What I find most odd in this place is that you never see anyone leave during the day. It's not right. No goodbyes or farewells. Just an empty bed when you wake. I'm guessing, then, based on that, and what we know, that the greater guardian here needs living creatures to feed off them, because otherwise, this is the perfect situation to provide corpses, flesh, to the creature, but it doesn't want carrion. How horrible. You're here, you're wounded, you've been suffering, and then you're fed to a gigantic horror. Oh, the misery this game portrays is just phenomenal. Covered with blood-stained sheets, these poor souls have passed from this world. For them, the suffering is over, but for those around them, the ordeal continues. We're going to guess that all of those beds say the same thing. The faint sound of moaning emanates from behind the linen veils. Whispered utterances, frantic prayers to loved ones. Words offered only by those who faced immortality. I know that all too well. The soldier is rather distressed. Perhaps he has lost a lot of his friends to the trenches of the Somme. He divines that the only stories are sad ones, and that the only true heroes are in the mortuary. With her motherly voice, the nurse advises that Peter get some rest. Peter doesn't look like he's wounded at all to me. Unless he took like a slight wound and it's been patched up. already, and it's beneath his clothing. Oh! It looks like we're going to be acquiring the 7-slot spell circle here in the cathedral. An odd collection of colored lines decorate the wall. Below the design, steps appear to lead up into the wall, going nowhere. Very odd. I wonder if when we had the Tome of Darkness, we'll actually recognize the symbol at that point. I see guards standing guard at the organ and the stairs going down to the basement level. I'm guessing that we're not allowed to play the cathedral because people are suffering. The guard frowns and ushers Peter away from the organ. He explains that it is one of the few antiques in the region and has so far survived the war, and that while he's alive, it will remain intact. Hey, why aren't we allowed to play it, then? I don't know if I agree with this. He's taking it upon himself to... That seems like an abuse of authority, sir. The guard quietly but strongly points out that the area is off limits to civilians. The altar is cleared of all valuables, not only to prevent looting, but also to afford space for medical supplies and even as an operating table, should the need arise. By the way, I got it wrong when I had mentioned a few episodes ago that I remember facing the other direction during church. This was not the case. The priests were facing towards the priests were facing the same direction that all of us were, so they were holding mass on this side of the altar, facing this way, in the one Latin mass I had gone to an age ago. This altar seems as if it was designed so that people would be here, facing outward towards the congregation. So, I just thought it was a bit weird, is all. And I remember that one mass, it was so strange. The cathedral's tabernacle is fashioned from age-varnished mahogany. Its doors are closed and there doesn't appear to be any way of opening it manually. By strange, I mean it was different. And of course I didn't understand anything that was being said. I still wouldn't. And I was 8 years old or so when I attended that one mass. Hello? Note. Peter finds a sealed envelope that seems to have been left behind. Once again, we gotta pick up all notes on the off chance one of them could be useful. A sealed envelope. It looks rather official. Let's open it. Peter's acquired some soldiers' orders. An official note on Army Regulations stationery. The note reads, Private Thompson, by order of Lieutenant Hargraves, on behalf of H.R.H. George V, you are to leave your post of duty and rally in the street outside Oubliette Cathedral. Further orders will be presented at the rallying point. God save the King. So this is obviously used to get us past one of the guards. This guy looks like he's too official, so I'm guessing it's not given to him. Ooh. The guard inspects the orders and hands them back to Peter, saying that these orders are intended for someone else. We wouldn't know what to play. Oh! There's something behind the guard, but I can't take it. Darn it! That's probably the sheet music that's behind him. If we had the tome, I'm guessing we would not even need the sheet music, since we would have been gifted with the knowledge of everything we've seen so far in the game through the tome. Abruptly, the guard asks if Peter has clearance to the old tower, and as it is a restricted area. We do not, and that's not enough to get us in. I'm I'm guessing we're not pretending to be the guard, but one of these guards will be sent away if we show him that he's got orders. Oh wow, we can zoom in and look at this poor guy. How many bone thieves do you think are already in these people? They've got to be in at least some of the guards. And probably most of the nurses at this point in the game as well. That leads outside. I don't think we're allowed outside. With the war being so close, a curfew has been imposed. Traveling outside the hospital is not a safe thing to do, since the shooters will likely be shot on sight. Peter decides to remain inside. Why? Oh my goodness, a curfew. I'm guessing everyone should really be in some sort of bunker somewhere, the civilians, not hiding in their homes. Although then again, they probably want the streets clear, not full of panicked people, as that would make it more difficult to move forces around. The guard shifts about, obviously bored with his duty and awaiting a replacement, or perhaps a call to arms. This is for you, sir. The guard unfolds the orders and begins to read them before exclaiming, "Bloody hell, lad! We must be on the offensive!" Following the orders, he takes leave of his post. That's someone else's problem, I suppose, to guard this door. What's in here that requires guarding? Oh my god. You could have left this room undisturbed. Based on the amount of blood soaking through the body bags here, I'm guessing these are people who have, who would be unrecognizable through any funeral services. Not that they'd have them during war. Nothing but a mass grave awaits these poor souls. Stacked like logs, Peter stands before the price of human war. The bloody corpses of young men who have made the ultimate sacrifice to defend their own countries and those of others. In this room, it's also a pittance of the price that actually is paid. Someone left a gun in here as well. That seems a rather odd item to overlook. A revolver lies abandoned on a nearby pew. Well, we'll arm ourselves. If it's been left in here, no one's gonna miss it. Uh-oh, an indirect hit? Oh. And now look how dark it is here. I think the creatures are going to appear now. Cradled in what appears to be a leathery hand lies a mysterious book. It is bound in human skin and intricately decorated with shrunken bones. It beckons and yearns to be possessed. And just like that... That's good timing. Peter now understands what's going on here. In particular, the Oubliette Cathedral. and the presence of the Greater Guardian and what happened to Paul Luther. We are in a combat pose. I'm just going to immediately try casting a shield of some sort. Bone Thief. Man, what a great atmosphere for this. The war is raging around us. People are probably crying in pain. Those who haven't been killed already by the Bone Thieves. The light flashing. And we're in a cathedral filled with monsters. I'm just going to avoid her if I can. That sounds like there's awful things happening down there. I think downstairs is paused at the moment, but I'm pretty sure that nurse was in a different position. So I think she's been possessed. Oh, there's a hostile somewhere that saw us. Maybe from downstairs, actually. A soldier's letter sits atop a crate of medical supplies. Second letter from Private Reginald Jackson to his love, Margaret. I've been here for over a week now, and there's no word when I will be allowed to leave. Strange things have happened. At night, the sounds of the hospital change. Echoes of voices that don't belong to anyone haunt the walls and corridors. The restless ghosts, perhaps? Or sounds of movement or whispers. I have seen war firsthand, and the sounds at night in this hospital scare me more than I ever thought possible. What is going on here at night? Why do I feel so threatened? My fears are worsened by the talk of the other young soldiers. One said he had heard cries for help in the middle of the night, cries that were only answered by snarls of rage, and not compassion. Another said Lance Corporal Haskell had not been discharged, but had gone missing. I stare at his empty bed with a sense of unholy dread gnawing at my heart. If that's not a Bone Thief, I'm going to be very surprised.
Angara Parna, Gregory Selton Parna. Angara Parna, Selton Parna.
Oh, it's a different type of Bone Thief, though. But it will still die all the same to this damage field. Let's also cast a Recover for some of our sanity. there's a Chaturga one up here. Oh, it wasn't even guarding anything, everyone. There's just nothing here. Alright then. Well, at least that's one less horror in the world. Not that I think that matters greatly much, or overly much. Now we just have to get past the one girl here. Oh, she's in a different room. I didn't notice anything we can interact with here either. Nothing on the boxes or the bed up here. I should check these boxes here really quick. I don't see anything and she's no longer stunned. Oh man. So there were several guards, three guards, and I think at least 2 nurses in this room. So we're looking at probably at least 3 bone thieves. One has seen me. Let's try casting a damage field.
Mangara Parna, Regoni Selta Parna.
2 of them are... Oh, I love how eerie they look. I don't trust that nurse at all to be an actual nurse at this point.
Enter Parna, Regoni Selta Parna.
Let's just avoid her. We're not walking as if we're in combat, so there's no other, I'm guessing, living? There's no other bone thieves present walking around looking for us outside of their hosts. Oh god. Oh god! That's the wounded guy! I was gonna go check up on him, and he's a bone thief. Okay. Let's cast another damage shield. That damage field.
Mangara Parna, Regoni Selta Parna.
Nice. Captured him in it. Oh, that's interesting. So, the bone thieves, they damage your sanity when they leap out of the creature of their host, even if you're not looking at them. Let's see if we recognize this as Uliath now. No. Okay. No one's guarding the cathedral. Oh, this poor guy died as well. One of the cathedral's guards lies dead at his post. His death was sudden and violent, his broken limbs twisted at odd angles, with a trickle of blood issuing from his mouth and ears. God! A piece of very old paper is at the top of the pipe organ, callously misplaced and forgotten. The sheet music. Okay, we shouldn't need that, actually. We should know what the song is already. The tome should have granted us that knowledge. The shelling has knocked out the cathedral's generator. The organ cannot be used without a supply of power. It can probably be used if power was restored. I thought organs were like manual, or originally. I suppose it's been modernized. Oh my god, is that a rifle? A rifle lies in the altar, probably discarded by a fleeing guard. Yeah, she's just staring at us. I refuse to believe that she's a untainted nurse.
Enter Bahar'na, Admiral Seldon Bahar'na.
Oh, we could have gone downstairs, couldn't we? I just assumed that I would check on all the guards first. I think we'll go up the tower as well. I think there's less to the tower than the basement area, if I recall correctly, the layout of this cathedral. The guard lies dead at the foot of the steps, viciously assassinated by the creatures now infesting the cathedral. He went quickly, and without much of a struggle. I'm guessing these monsters must be barely held in check by Pius. If once the power's out, they launch their attack to claim things. Kind of like a pet that isn't well trained and doesn't obey your instructions. Well, we just saw something horrific happen there. Let's see if we can quickly cast a 3. We're gonna lose all our sanity once the thing breaks out of this. Yep, there it all goes. But the Bone Thief will kill itself on our shield. Oh god, there's a second. Oh my god! And we fired randomly there. Oh, our damage shield is gone. That's why it's doing this, Tim. Well, that was awful. You wasted quite a bit of ammunition. Now we're insane, and I've got 3 minutes before I can cast another restoration. Thank God for the shield on us, or it would have leapt into us. The altar stands wreathed in cold mist. As Peter nears the stone, a sense of deep woe gnaws at his heart. The cathedral is undoubtedly evil, and not the only place, not the holy place he had thought it to be. But we know what happened in the cathedral in its entirety. So, we are aware of Charlemagne's death, Anthony's futile attempt to save him, Paul Luther's... Nope. Paul Luther's horrible death as well. We'll go in there later. I don't feel like fighting zombies at the moment. I was hoping we would find a melee weapon at this point. I'm guessing Anthony's two-handed sword is somewhere still in the cathedral. Maybe flashbang or flashbang the zombies in that room? if it comes down to it. Oh! A sword. I'm hoping this is indeed Anthony's two-handed, two-edged blade? An aged wooden plaque on the wall bears a two-edged sword. A heavy single-handed sword with two cutting edges. It is commonly known as a bastard sword, or hand-and-a-half sword, for the length of the hilt, which can fit in one hand, with the other for support. Yep. The Lee Enfield Mark III bolt-action rifles are legends in their own time. Completely reliable even under adverse conditions, over 3 million were produced in Britain, India, and Australia. This Libel Model 1892 revolver was introduced prior to the World War I. A double-action pistol with a 6-shot swing, out-cylinder, chambered for 8mm French service ammunition. A piece of parchment with some musical notations written on it. It is somewhat tattered, probably through years of use. Can we maybe enchant it to fix it? No, okay.
Enter Bahar'na, Admiral Seldom Par'na.
These look like rifle rounds? Nope. Nice. Revolver rounds. We need more of those. Oh, and we fired once, I see. Our sanity's so low that we'll do that occasionally. Alright, so let's spell list, enchant item, cast this. We'll put Ulyaoth on it. Not sorry, Zeltaf. Let's get back some of our sanity, so this way we don't have to constantly be wasting ammunition. But when we walk back downstairs, we're going to immediately be seen by all the zombies and lose that sanity again. See, Peter wants to use this weapon one-handed, not two-handed, like Anthony did. Though perhaps Anthony was too... That's what we're looking for. Too far gone at that point to wield it with... he needed two hands, given his decaying condition. This room has fallen into disuse. The shelves, once full of books and scrolls, are now rife with dust, bearing nothing but trash and debris. Well, let's deal with the zombies, I suppose. I don't think I can get off a damage field fast enough. We'll cast it anyway. Stop! Stop! Oh, no, no, no! I didn't want to leave. I wanted to... Oh, that's a shame. Stop hitting all the wrong buttons. Stop hitting all the wrong buttons. Okay, well, we lost quite a bit of sanity there in the end. That's a shame, too. By just leaving the room, the bodies immediately are taken away at the end of that. But I think the damage field was a good cast. It did save us being struck a few times. And what's in this room? This room has been converted... Oh, I should have used a flash powder. Into a rudimentary morgue. Bloodstained sheets cover the unfortunate souls who have passed beyond. Some rifle ammo. And more rifle ammo. Very nice. I think this rifle uses a magazine. So we have to fully empty the rifle. This is the one that pings, right? When it lets you know that the clip is empty. More rifle ammo. Very nice. Boxes of medical supplies, awaiting use in treatment. Covered with bloody fingerprints, it is hard to tell whether they are actually used to save lives or just to relieve the suffering. I don't know if just relieve the suffering is something that should use the word just in front of it there, as if it's not as important as saving lives. It's both, they're both important. If you can't save someone's life, you can at least ease their suffering before they go. A torch hangs upon the wall.
Enter Bahar Magnum Seldom Pardon.
Let's get some spells going on my weapons. Okay, it's just... Oh, it's just rats. The rats are probably eating the bodies here, nibbling on them. God, how awful. Then again, once again, no one's going to be holding a funeral for any of these poor unfortunate souls. I don't think we missed anything, but we should check just to be sure. With the torch, maybe we could find something up in the cathedral tower, but I didn't think it was that darkly lit. I'm guessing that we should go down into the basement next. I don't want to speak over the incredible atmosphere down here. The whispering, the chanting, the snare drum occasionally because of the war. This is great. They did a good job on this game, on the atmosphere in particular. Like Marie Celeste, the desk hasn't been touched in some time. Oh, like the Marie Celeste. The desk hasn't been touched in some time. As though its user suddenly turned away and never returned. A half-written letter bespeaks silent, unfinished activity. Do I have a detect invisible? Hotkeyed, I do not. That was you swinging your torch around. Good thing you didn't set fire to this room, Peter. That would have been a bad idea. A desk kept meticulously clean. Peter's surprised that it is not more chaotic for a frontline hospital. After all, isn't this where the death certificates are written? I would imagine you would want to keep as much information for the death certificates neatly filed away as possible to make it easier to write them. The workings of the pipe organ have remained mostly the same since the installation. Originally, the bellows were driven manually. Now they are steam-powered, and the organ controlled electrically. This might be one of the oldest restored pipe organs in the world. Oh, nice. Okay. Sweet. I'm guessing the bellows must have had been worked so the person up above could actually play the pipe organ. More ammunition. I know nothing about pipe organs, so maybe I should just shut up and read more about them before I comment about their workings.
Imagine, please.
Enter Bahar, Admiral Seldom Bahar.
Uh-oh. We're shrinking. It does a good chance to look at what's in the room.
This can't be happening!
Oh, trappers. This device appears to be a steam-powered generator. It sits idly, waiting for steam to be supplied to it. There is a lever, presumably to switch the generator on and off. We'll have to provide steam first. Perched on the wall beside the generator is an open-faced fuse box. A fuse appears to be missing. There is no sign of where it could be. I'm wondering does that also power this? Or does that maybe supply power to the cathedral? I thought a fuse... I've had a fuse box in a long time. Actually, never mind. I never even had a fuse box. I think it works just like my circuit breaker box. In that different fuses powered different areas of the house.
Imagine.
Up there for you, Peter. Casks full of maturing wine lined the cellar. Amidst the race of the cold air, when the war is over, if it ever is, the wine will be of a good vintage. Nothing down here but a poor dead soldier. A soldier's body lies on the floor, far from the front line. This poor man met his end. His fate is far removed from his brothers in arms, a victim of the cathedral, rather than by bullet or bayonet. There's nothing different about any of the wine barrels this time around. Old, rusty, but faithful for many years, a coal-burning boiler provides heat and steam to the cathedral complex. There is currently no pressure being diverted to the generator. There appears to be a hole in the wall. It is large enough for a small dog to pass through. Oh, okay, we're summoning a trapper here. The door is unlocked, but it won't open. It is as if there is a large object on the other side, blocking its movement. Okay, well that's an easy puzzle. Ooh, we're going to get a circle spell here, I see. A circle spell? No, we're going to get the last of the circles. Spell circles. A circle of power sits atop a stack of crates in the middle of the room. All right. Nice. Let's begin casting. Let's cast 2 spells to start here. Now that we have the new one. So just as before with the 5 circle information, the 5. Oh my god, I don't know even what they're called. The 5-point spell circle. The 7.1 requires you to create the spells you already know in order to be able to use it. So let's start by learning a different shield. And it is Bankarok Santec. So we want new spell, 7 points. We'll use a Bankarok version of this. So Bankarok, we want Bankarok. Pargon, Santec. And as long as we're here, let's get a recovery as well. And we're going to want Narnocath Santec, Absorb Self. The order which you put them down here, by the way, doesn't matter. Destruction 42K had a great tip, and that is that just go and check the spells. Put down the 2 runes that you need to have, and then fill the rest with Paragons. And it's far easier to remember to do that. But I like trying to construct the actual spell that we hear being cast. Oh man, I don't remember. It was Protect Self? No, it's Absorb Self. Oh, okay, and we can skip hearing it being cast. Okay, so now we want to spell list, recover, cast, 7. What's our current sanity? 5's good enough. We want to be slightly insane. Once again, the 7.1s are stronger versions of the spells compared to their 5 circle equivalents, but they take longer to cast, and they require more runes to be uttered as well. Yeah, we don't have them even magic energy to cast a 7-point shield spell at the moment. This room is used to store coal for use in the steam boiler that powers the cathedral's generator. Small piles are all that's left, and with an almost endless war, a resupply is a long way off. Alright, let's turn on the steam. The sound of metal grating against metal is combined with the hiss of steam, but there doesn't appear to be any output of power. Is the circuit broken? Okay, so we do need the fuse to fix that. We haven't seen it in any of the rooms we passed so far. And we've been in all those rooms already. We've been in all those chambers. Okay, so we have to get through the illusion next, I'm guessing. I love that little drum. That's such a nice touch. Okay, so we're going to kill the nurse. I'm assuming she's hostile. Let's see. So let's put down no, actually, we don't have to kill her. If she's just standing over there, we can pretend that she isn't converted, possessed. That's probably the best term, Tim. And let's go ahead and get rid of this. So we need a reveal invisible. What is that one? Narnocath Regamore. Narnocath Regamore. Now we have to cast it. I don't know. I'm sorry, everyone. Now that I know that we don't have to stand there and listen to it be cast the first time, I should skip it. I should probably make a 7-point version of that as well. Alright, let's see what we have in here. After the magic has taken hold, a heavy oak door is revealed. Scratches and dents infest the wood, telling a long, dark story. It is missing its handle. There seems to be no way to open it. Oh, crap! I don't know where that could be. Alright, so we're going to have to clear out all the enemies then in the cathedral proper and search it. I'm guessing this nurse is going to attack us. Let's see. As long as we have an enchanted weapon. Yep, she is. Alright, let's deal with her then. Right, remember, Tim, they dodge bullets. Oh, that was easy. Didn't even get a chance to stare at me. Nice. Oh, we don't apparently need this. Oh, we're losing our orbs, though, from the Mantarok shield over time. I'm guessing. Because I don't think we took any hits. play the organ at the moment. We can't go through the door without the handle. I'm guessing the handle is actually what's inside the tabernacle. Right, so we've missed it somewhere. There is the nurse on the way to the tower that we haven't destroyed, so let's do that one next. And by do that one, I mean kill her. Drop nothing. I see nothing in this little room. Let's go ahead and cast the 7-point enchant item spell. What does this require? Enterbach Magmor. Okay, and let's go ahead and give that a cast. There's no hostiles in this room. We're not in the animation, which would tell us that there is one here. Where would the fuse be? If we don't find it upstairs, everyone, we've been playing for almost an hour, I think, so we'll probably call it quits. I would like to have opened up the tabernacle before we call the session, though, so maybe I'll off-screen finding this item, wherever it is. We need the fuse. Yeah, there's nothing here. Maybe we should keep the reveal invisible going? I am surprised we haven't fought a horror yet in this location. I would have thought it would have been more heavily guarded. Maybe we missed it in the room where we started. It is dark in there, so maybe if we have the torch equipped, we'll actually find it in that room. The fuse or the handle. Either one of those will lead to the other one. No. Okay, it's not in this room. I missed it, and it's obvious to you guys where it is, isn't it? But I don't know where I missed it. There was a storage in the tower. Let's go back there. Maybe we had to actually see the organ for it to spawn what we wanted in that area? Let's see. Let's also cast another shield spell. So rats are in here. This was the room we fought all of the zombies within. If it's going to be somewhere, I'm guessing it's in here. And I would be wrong. This is where we got the torch. We don't have... Is it the penny? Why would that work? I'm pretty sure we didn't miss anything upstairs. Alright, hold on. So I don't know much about fuse boxes. I thought they need an actual fuse. Does the penny work as that in the fuse box? So only we have the item. We haven't found a use for it yet. Maybe that's used to get us a little further in the game. Let's see. We've searched those rooms already. In a rush of inventiveness, Peter jams Lucky Penny in place of the fuse. Amazingly, it works. The fuse has been replaced. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But again, I know nothing about... I know as much about fuse boxes as I do about electric pipe organs, which is to say, nothing. Let's go ahead and pull the lever. Alright, and power has been restored. I'm guessing we're going to have a bunch of other hostiles now running amok. Let's get our melee weapon and ranged weapon enchanted. Okay, we're not in a combat pose, so I'm guessing there's no hostiles here. I'm assuming we're going to see a horror waiting for us upstairs. There is something here. My goodness. We're looking in several directions. Let's make sure this area is free of hostiles before we play the organ. Let's cast a 7-point damage shield. A damage field, sorry. Bankarok Regamore. Bankarok Regamore. And then we can go ahead and cast it. Okay. Oh god. There's quite a few of them. I wanted the excuse to reload, which is why I used the bullets for the rifle. I like how this game does reloading. You can't just throw away all the bullets in the clip. You have to use the rest of them. There's still another somewhere in this room. Let's bring him to the damage field. Actually, he's looking up. Maybe it's on the balcony. Yeah, it is. Let's go kill this thing. Whatever's up there. I want it destroyed. And then we can go ahead and get rid of the illusion and call it a session.
Enter Bahar,
And we'll cast another one for our ranged weapon. Enchant item, cast. We'll start with... I guess we'll start with the... If it's a bone thief, we're going to have to swap out from the pistol. Yeah, we're in... Nice. Combat pose. And as long as I'm here, why did it spawn a bone thief up here? Why? We're near the bell tower. Let's climb the bell tower. I don't think anything else spawned up here. Enemies or item-wise, but you never know. Unless you do know. Oh, that's that looks like an item we can. Oh wait, there's a rope here now. I don't remember the rope up here before, but there it is. Maybe we'll need to pull it later. It looks like the Mantarok enchant item, I'm guessing, puts a damage over time effect on the enemy, because that bone thief took damage from something that wasn't us. I know Mantarok's spells do something a little different or a little better. The shield spell looks like it loses its orbs over time, but I'm guessing they give you better protection. Alright guys, well we're gonna drop the invisibility. And then that's gonna be it for us. Actually, we should look out over the destruction there by the cathedral. Oh wait, Tim, you already dispelled the illusion. You need to play the organ. Oh, I'm not allowed to look out over there. Let's drop a spell field, a damage field, just in case a horror or something shows up after we open that tabernacle. I don't think the damage is increased with these higher ranking spells for enchant item, but I think they last longer. Alright, let's, oh, what's this? Hold on, this is a bit different. An incredibly old but well-preserved pipe organ. The workmanship is quite exquisite, but borders on the grotesque. Tiny demonic figures hide within the swirling facade designs, almost invisible to the eye. That doesn't make a lot of sense. But now we'll take the handle. The tabernacle is almost empty. Empty of all the things that should be there, such as holy water or other ritualistic items. There is only a door handle lying on the lower shelf. Oh, I can hear like a tank wheels or something in the background too now. That's awesome. And so much for that damage field. We didn't even need it. Alright, guys. So let's stop here. We come back. We'll wrap up, I think, the cathedral area. It's going to be interesting to see how on earth we deal with the Ancient Guardian. But I'm pretty sure we have to do so in this episode. So I'll see you guys then. And thanks for watching, everyone.